Alright, so you electron heads are gonna have to forgive me for this one because, well, there is absolutely nothing electric, efficient, or even green for that matter with this fella. So we've actually been talking a lot of truck lately, but pretty much exclusively the electron burning kind. Today, well, today's a bit different. I present to you none other than the most badass gas guzzling truck money can buy, pretty much. And that's the brand spanking new F150 Raptor R. And that R, well, that stands for ridiculous, but in a good way. What's up, motorheads, and welcome back to Gearbox Pizza. That's right, today's all about the other side. Yeah, I know, the new Hummer's cool and the Rivian R1T is pretty mean, but there's just something sort of old school special about a mean V8 that snarls, pops, and just farts all over your neighborhood. Yep, time to piss off the neighbors, if that's your thing. Okay, the year was 2010, and I know what you're thinking. Wasn't that the year Avatar came out? Man, you got some good memory on you. Well done, but believe it or not, that's also the year Ford blessed us with the very first Raptor, and man, did that kind of just shake things up a bit. Right away, people were lining up to be the first white-collar accountant or dentist in the neighborhood to have one. Yeah, this was attracting tons and tons of first-time truck buyers, which is a little strange, but I mean, who am I to judge, right? Anyway, so this trophy truck was available with a pretty mean V8, as it should be, but eventually Ford ended up going away from the coveted V8 in favor of a smaller turbocharged six-banger, and just like that, the Raptor might as well have been wrapped in pink glitter and cotton candy. Gone was the black hat, steal your woman, slamming shots of plastic bottle whiskey, to be replaced by a nice button-up Tinder stand-ups and whatever low-carb beers on special. Yeah, or at least that's the way I remember it. But, and against all odds, the V8 is back. Man, anybody else just feel like shaving with an old hunting knife right about now? Anyway, and oddly enough, we probably have Ram to thank for this. I mean, Ford couldn't just stand by and let Ram's Hellcat-powered TRX do all the emotional pillaging. No way. Alright, so the V8 is back, rejoice, but how about some details? Alright, so the V8 is basically the same Predator V8 that you're going to find in the Shelby GT500. And we're talking about a 5.2 liter dual overhead cam supercharged V8 that makes a pretty clean, well, sort of clean 700 horsepower and 640 pound-feet of torque. And channeling all that American muscle is a 10-speed automatic transmission. Yep, that's 10 gears. That is a lot of gears. All right. Anyway, you may have noticed that this motor makes a bit less power in the Raptor R than it does in the GT500. It is very, very close to the TRX though, as that Ram, well, it makes 702 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. And I've read that the drop in power is most likely due to a revised supercharger and an altered pulley diameter that works to boost that mid and low range power. My last thing to note is a set of cast stainless steel exhaust manifolds and a conical air filter. These manifolds feed an active exhaust system that features a pass-through muffler design. So the big V8 is probably reason enough to just pull the trigger on the Raptor R, but there are some more goodies to tell you about. So the 10-speed slush box has been recalibrated to work better with the new power plant. The front axle has been upgraded with a more robust carrier casting and a structural aluminum cover. There's also a new heavier duty torque converter that sits between the motor and the transmission. Reining in those mega big 37-inch tires is a 5-link suspension in the back, and up front you're going to find a double wishbone system. Then there's a set of Fox Live valve shocks that controls the bumpy stuff on the fly from a whole bunch of sensors. Alright, so on the inside things are more or less the same with a few exceptions. Those must-have Recaro seats are now standard, right on. There's some customizable drive modes that you can program to be triggered when you smash this R button that's on the steering wheel. And then there's some extra badging in the inside. It's just gonna let your friends know, like, hey, you got the fast one. Alright, so this all sounds great. You excited? Yeah? Like, I'm excited too, sort of. There's just one issue, and that's the price. This screaming banshee is set to launch at a whisker under $110,000. I mean, that's a lot of money, but I guess it's also a lot of truck. So the idea of a six-figure truck would have been like unthinkable 10 years ago, but now we've got plenty to choose from for you high-income turkeys out there. The real question is really more about gas power or electric power, because, well, that same 110 grand can get you some seriously cherry electric trucks. All right, the Rivian R1T, for example, Well, it's faster, and the Hummer, it's kind of crazier. And let's not forget about the F-150 Lightning, which you should also be able to get like completely loaded for a decent chunk less. But I don't think any of those are actually like cooler, if that matters. There's also the whole issue of availability, and you might have yourself a briefcase stuffed full of a variety of unmarked bills, but good luck finding a Rivian to buy. And look, same thing for the Hummer for sure, and even the Ford F-150 Lightning, really. So the door is shutting sorta quickly, but it's not quite too late to get a seriously fast, capable, and cool gas-powered and loud as heck truck. And if that's what you're looking for, this should probably be on the top of your list, but your days are numbered. I mean, if electric trucks are this good already, just think how much better they're gonna be in 5 or 10 years.